Kate Martin entered the WNBA with real momentum. She had just completed back-to-back Final Four runs at Iowa, posted 13.1 points and 6.8 rebounds per game during those tournament stretches, and built a national reputation as the most important complementary player in women's college basketball. The stage was set, the foundation was real, and then, almost immediately, everything started to fall apart. One game after another, the minutes dried up, the rhythm disappeared, and the Las Vegas Aces, the team that drafted her, showed no real interest in helping her grow. In May of her rookie season, she was averaging around 20 minutes a game, a legitimate opportunity for a young player trying to establish herself at the professional level. By September, that number had dropped to just 11.5. Her scoring fell to 2.6 points per game. Her rebounding dropped to 1.6 per game. Those numbers do not reflect a player without talent. They reflect a player without runway. Then came the playoffs. 6 playoff games, 3 total minutes. 3. That is not a development plan. Kate Martin was not part of the real plan. To understand how she ended up there, you have to go back to Iowa, before the sellout crowds, before the national headlines, before Caitlyn Clark turned Carver Hawkeye Arena into one of the loudest environments in women's college basketball. When Clark arrived, Kate's first reaction was skepticism. As she later described it, "I had heard about this Caitlyn Clark, and I was like watching videos of her, just like having like 40 points, like averaging a million in high school. And I was like, oh, this girl thinks she's gonna come here and rule the world." Then Clark did exactly that, and Kate adjusted her entire perspective. What followed was one of the most effective partnerships in recent college basketball history. Clark brought the fireworks, the logo threes, the record-breaking performances, the viral moments. Kate brought the structure. She was the glue, the balance, and the steady force that kept everything connected. Her production across the 2023 and 2024 Final Four runs, 13.1 points and 6.8 rebounds per game, carried real weight in both of those tournament runs, numbers that go beyond a complementary role. That output came from a player operating as a genuine contributor, not a passenger. Kate explained her leadership dynamic clearly. "I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like look me in the eyes, you know, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay." She built trust off the court before she ever needed to rely on it during games. She called it relationship equity, a deliberate approach of building real relationships with teammates beyond practice. She trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. The peak of that partnership came in the 2023 Final Four against an undefeated South Carolina team, widely considered one of the most dominant rosters in the history of women's college basketball. Kate's impact in that game, on defense, setting screens, boxing out, and maintaining composure in the biggest moments, was the kind of contribution that rarely trends online, but consistently decides tournament games. She later called it her career highlight. Beating South Carolina was like that was incredible. That was like the best moment ever, because we all believed that we could make it to a Final Four. We didn't think we were going to really make it to the national championship, like the undefeated South Carolina, you know, they're like twin towers down there. Iowa defeated South Carolina in the 2023 Final Four semifinal to advance to the national championship game. Kate was a primary reason why that victory happened. That is the player the Aces drafted. And yet, talent cannot flourish when it is buried under politics and pecking order. Las Vegas was built around A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and a veteran core under head coach Becky Hammon that had no structural room for a rookie's development. In that environment, young players were not being carefully developed. They were depth pieces until further notice. Kate was not competing for minutes against players on her level. She was trying to break into a veteran machine with no interest in making room. The confidence she built at Iowa was not being challenged in a healthy way at the professional level. It was being eroded by circumstance, hierarchy, and a situation that gave her no fair opportunity to breathe. Every week on the bench moved her further from the player she had worked to become. At her lowest point, buried on the Aces bench and starting to wonder whether she truly belonged in the WNBA, Kate reached out to the person she had always trusted when things got cloudy. she called Caitlyn Clark. This was not casual conversation. Clark was already managing her own intense adjustment with the Indiana Fever, the physical demands of the pro game, the pressure of being the most scrutinized player in the league. But the moment Kate explained what was happening in Las Vegas, Clark understood the issue immediately. It was not Kate's talent, it was the setup around her. When the expansion draft came, Kate had a clear-eyed assessment of her situation. I kind of expected that. I mean, you just looked at the roster and you were like, there's just like too many good players. It's a business. She was not protected. She was not surprised. But Clark's conversation had already done its work, reframing the situation entirely. Leaving Vegas did not look like giving up. It looked like choosing herself. And then the Golden State Valkyries called. Vegas treated her like she was expendable. Golden State treated her like she mattered. The difference was immediate and structural. The Valkyries are different. They're building from scratch. An expansion franchise starting from zero doesn't have a rigid veteran hierarchy to protect. It needs players who can shape culture, communicate, compete with effort every night, and help define what the organization stands for. That description fits Kate Martin precisely. Head coach Natalie Nicosia already understood what Kate brought from watching her in Las Vegas, but now the context was completely different. Golden State rewarded effort, communication, and basketball intelligence, the exact qualities that defined Kate's entire career at Iowa. The atmosphere around the franchise validated the decision immediately. Season tickets sold out. Chase Center games became events. As Kate described it, the fans really are so loud. When we were losing to LA the first game, they stayed the entire time, and they cheered us on from the first minute to the last minute. Ownership set a stated target of a championship within the first 5 years. Kate Martin was not walking into an afterthought of a franchise. She was walking into a program with real ambition and the right environment to match it. Her role on the court is straightforward. Rebound hard, defend with purpose, make the smart pass, hit the open shot when it arrives. She's not chasing statistics. She's building the kind of daily trust that coaches rely on across a 44-game regular season. Every box out, every rotation, every hustle possession is another confirmation that she belongs at this level, specifically in a system designed to recognize and reward those contributions. The WNBA doesn't only test how good you are, it tests where you land and when. A player can have every quality required to succeed professionally and still get buried if the organization around her has no interest in her development. That is not a talent failure, that is a placement failure. Kate Martin's path from Iowa to Las Vegas to Golden State is a concrete illustration of that reality. She posted legitimate production in college. She was systematically reduced to irrelevance on a veteran-loaded roster. She found a franchise that recognized her value and gave her a real role from day one. "This league is all about opportunity," Kate said, "and sometimes you only need one real chance." The Golden State Valkyries gave her that chance.
Drop thoughts in the comments, like, share, subscribe to Fast Break Daily